What if the way you wash your body after 60 is quietly protecting or compromising your health? It sounds basic, too simple to matter. But when you reach your 60s, 70s, and beyond, the smallest daily choices begin to carry enormous weight. And hygiene, your approach to washing your body, is one of the most underestimated forms of health preservation there is. As we age, everything changes. Your skin becomes thinner. It heals more slowly. Your immune system doesn't respond with the same fire it once did. And the bacterial balance on your body, the natural ecosystem you've carried for decades, becomes more fragile, more reactive. This is why hygiene matters more now than ever. Not in the superficial sense of looking fresh or clean, but in the deeply practical, powerful sense of avoiding fungal infections in hidden folds, bacterial buildup that leads to skin breakdown, urinary tract infections from improper cleaning, dangerous wounds caused by unnoticed irritation, even falls caused by slippery, untreated skin conditions. Let's put it this way. Cleanliness after 60 isn't cosmetic. It's preventive medicine. And yet many seniors continue their hygiene routines as if their bodies hadn't changed. They use the same soaps. They wash with the same speed. They ignore the same areas. But here's the truth. Your hygiene routine should evolve as much as your health does, and it starts by paying attention to the areas that are most often forgotten. The quiet spots that seem clean enough, but in reality, harbor the very things that can lead to illness. In this reflection, we'll explore 5 body parts that every senior should be washing daily, with care, with precision, and with awareness. Some of them might surprise you, but all of them can make a real difference in how you feel, how you age, and how confidently you move through each day. If even one of these reminders resonates or helps you rethink your own care, comment, care. And if you're committed to protecting your health in simple, everyday ways, subscribe to this channel. Here, we talk about real habits that protect your dignity, boost your longevity, and preserve the independence you've worked your whole life to earn. This isn't about fear. It's about choosing to age with clarity, starting in the most ordinary, powerful way, how you care for your body. Area 1, under the fingernails. Let's begin with something that seems so small and yet carries some of the greatest risk, the space beneath your fingernails. You probably wash your hands regularly. You might even take pride in keeping your palms, wrists, and fingers clean. But underneath the nails, those thin, dark slivers of space that are often ignored, is where a hidden world of bacteria, fungi, and viruses lives. It's one of the dirtiest parts of the human body, and the most forgotten. Let's meet Arthur, 76. He prided himself on being clean, washed his hands thoroughly, used hand sanitizer, kept his home tidy. But over the course of several months, he developed recurring skin irritations around his nose and mouth. His doctor traced the issue back to Staphylococcus bacteria, likely transferred from his hands to his face. Arthur didn't understand. He washed his hands multiple times a day. But when his doctor asked, "Do you clean under your nails?" his answer was honest. "I never thought about it." Here's what science tells us. Under the fingernails is where E. coli, staph, and even fecal matter can hide. Even after hand-washing, nail length increases the chance of microbial buildup. Older adults may not have the dexterity or eyesight to see or clean the space properly. Immune systems over 60 are slower to respond, so a minor bacterial transfer can lead to infection, skin issues, or worse. And it's not just about you. Touching food, applying creams, scratching an itch, adjusting clothing, your hands are everywhere. And what's under your nails? It goes with them. Here's how to care for this area. 1. Use a soft nail brush. Daily buy a gentle bristle nail brush, the kind used in hospitals. Each day, especially after gardening, cooking, using the restroom, or going out, gently scrub under your nails with warm water and a mild antibacterial soap. Don't press hard. You're not scrubbing dirt from a floor. You're tending to delicate skin. Think precision, not pressure. 2. Keep nails short and smooth. Long nails, whether by habit or due to slower trimming in age, trap more debris. Use a nail clipper or file weekly to keep them short, even, and smooth. Avoid jagged edges, which can break and lead to infection. If mobility is limited, ask a family member or caregiver for help, or schedule regular nail care appointments. 3. Soak when needed. If nails are particularly dirty or thick, soak your fingertips in warm, soapy water for 5 to 10 minutes before brushing. This softens the area and loosens grime more safely. 4. Be mindful of nail beds and cuticles. Avoid digging too deep, which can break the skin and lead to painful infections. You don't need to sterilize your nails, just keep them clean and unobstructed. 5. Don't forget your toenails. The same care applies to your feet. Toenails trap moisture and debris, especially in older adults with reduced flexibility or poor circulation. Use a long-handled brush or ask for assistance, and dry thoroughly between toes after washing. Why does this matter? Because in older age, a tiny infection can become a major health event, and often it begins in places that go unseen. If this opened your eyes or reminded you of something you've overlooked, comment hands. Because sometimes what's under your nails is more dangerous than what's in the air. And taking 5 extra minutes a day could mean avoiding weeks of illness later. Area 2. Behind the ears and neck creases. It's an area that rarely makes it into conversations about hygiene. After all, it's just skin, right? No visible dirt, no odor, just a place we've washed casually our whole lives. But as we age, the skin behind the ears and around the neck becomes a vulnerable zone. And it's one that often gets skipped, rushed, or forgotten. Let's look at what makes this area so sensitive. Oil glands are active around the ears and neck, especially behind the lobes. The skin folds gently into creases, which trap sweat, dead skin, and bacteria. The area is often missed in shower routines, especially by seniors with limited neck mobility. Hearing aid users, or those who wear glasses, accumulate additional moisture and residue here. Now meet Dolores, 81. She was independent, alert, and took pride in staying fresh and presentable. But one afternoon, during a routine visit, her caregiver noticed a strong, sour smell while helping her adjust her glasses. Behind her ears were red, oily, and slightly irritated. Dolores was mortified. She had no idea. No one had ever told her that this small patch of skin, tucked away behind the ear, needed daily attention. This area matters because excess oil plus sweat. Perfect environment for bacteria. Simply because it doesn't look dirty. Here's how to care for it. Use a soft, damp washcloth with mild soap every day. Gently wipe behind the ears, under the lobes, and along the hairline. Pay attention to the fold where the ear meets the scalp. Rinse thoroughly and dry completely. Moisture left behind can lead to fungal buildup or rashes. Check for odor, flaking, or irritation. These are early signs of skin imbalance or infection. Incorporate the neck creases as well. Tilt your head slightly. Clean the folds at the back and sides. Of the neck, these areas trap oil and dirt and are often missed. This small act, just 1 minute a day, can prevent dermatitis, fungal infections, unpleasant odor, and social discomfort, especially for seniors in close environments. If this made you pause and rethink how you wash, comment neck. Because sometimes the quietest places are the ones that need the most attention. Area 3. Under the breasts and skin folds. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked areas for both men and women. Skin folds. Especially under the breasts, along the belly, beneath the arms, or anywhere skin touches skin. In older age, these areas become warm, dark, and often damp. And when left unwashed or not dried properly, they become perfect breeding grounds for yeast infections, intertrigo, a painful red skin condition caused by friction and moisture, rashes and sores that may not heal easily, bacterial buildup and body odor. Now meet Lillian, 77. She had a long history of managing type 2 diabetes and some weight gain after retirement. Though she bathed regularly, she didn't pay special attention to the skin under her breasts. It seemed clean, never looked dirty. But over time, she began experiencing irritation, itching, and eventually, a raw, painful rash that spread under both sides of her chest. Her doctor diagnosed a fungal infection worsened by moisture and poor air circulation. And here's the truth. This is incredibly common, especially in women with larger breasts, men with abdominal skin folds, seniors with reduced mobility or visual clarity, anyone with chronic conditions like diabetes or poor circulation. Here's what to do to prevent issues. Daily washing with mild soap. Gently lift the breast or skin fold. Use a clean, soft cloth with warm water and soap. Avoid scrubbing, just clean thoroughly and gently. Rinse and dry fully. Use a patting motion with a dry towel. You may even use a cool setting on a hairdryer. To fully remove moisture, use cotton or gauze barriers if needed. Placing soft, dry cotton cloth or medical gauze under the breast or fold during the day can reduce moisture. Wear breathable clothing. Avoid synthetic fabrics. Use 100% cotton or moisture-wicking materials. Loose-fitting tops allow airflow and reduce sweat. Apply antifungal powder or cream. When advised, if you've had issues before, keep antifungal powder on hand. Use preventively, especially in hot or humid weather. These areas are sensitive, not shameful, and caring for them with gentleness and intention can prevent infections, odors, and the emotional discomfort of feeling unclean. Because prevention isn't about fear, it's about dignity, lived out through the smallest acts. Area 4. Between the toes. Your feet carry you, quietly, daily, through every room, every errand, every moment of your life. But there's one part of the foot that's often forgotten, rushed over, or dismissed as not that serious: the space between your toes. It might seem like a small, harmless gap, but in reality, this is one of the most vulnerable places for seniors when it comes to infection, fungal growth, and skin breakdown. Let's meet Robert, 74. He was active and alert, still took walks daily. But over time, he noticed itchiness and a strange odor from his feet. At first, he blamed his shoes, then the weather. Eventually, he saw cracks and peeling between his toes. Diagnosis: tinea pedis, also known as athlete's foot, a fungal infection that thrives in moist, tight spaces. Here's why this area matters deeply in older age. The skin between the toes is thin and delicate, especially after 60. Moisture easily becomes trapped, especially after showers or sweating. Seniors often have reduced flexibility, making it hard to reach, dry, or examine this area properly. Foot hygiene becomes even more critical for those with diabetes, poor circulation, or neuropathy. If left unchecked, problems between the toes can escalate. Fungal infections can spread across the foot or under. The nail's cracked skin becomes a gateway for bacteria, leading to cellulitis or abscesses. Pain or imbalance can affect mobility, increasing fall risk. Here's what you can do daily. Wash between each toe. Use a washcloth, your fingers, or a soft sponge. Clean gently with warm water and mild soap, reaching into every space. Dry each gap carefully. Use a dry towel or soft tissue. Make sure no moisture remains. This step is critical. Inspect the skin. Look for redness, flaking, odor, or softness, a sign of excess moisture. Report any of these signs to your doctor or foot care specialist early. Avoid walking barefoot in communal areas. Wear slippers or sandals with airflow, especially in bathrooms or gyms. Choose breathable footwear and socks. Use cotton or moisture-wicking socks. Air out shoes regularly and change socks daily. If this reflection reminded you to care for your feet more intentionally, or if you know someone who might benefit from this knowledge, comment feet. Because a clean, protected foot is more than comfort. It's your foundation for independence. Area 5. The groin and intimate area. Gently but daily. This is the part no one likes to talk about. but it's the one that deserves the most respect and care. The groin and intimate area is not just about privacy. It's a complex space where warmth, moisture, and friction come together, making it a prime site for infection, irritation, and discomfort, especially in older adults. Let's talk about Evelyn, 78. She had always maintained good hygiene, but as she aged and her mobility decreased, she began to rely on sponge baths instead of showers. And gradually, she started experiencing discomfort, itching, and recurring urinary tract infections. Her doctor traced the issue to inadequate hygiene in the perineal area. This region includes the genitals, the space between the thighs, the inner groin folds, the perineal area. For seniors, this area becomes more sensitive due to thinner, more fragile skin, incontinence or leakage, which increases the need for thorough cleansing, reduced dexterity or reach, leading to incomplete hygiene, a natural decline in immune defense, making infections more likely. Here's how to care for this area. With gentleness and consistency. Use mild, unscented soap. Fragranced products can disrupt pH balance and cause irritation. Clean with warm water and a gentle, non-irritating cleanser. Always clean front to back, especially important to prevent bacteria from spreading from the rectum to the urinary tract. Rinse and dry thoroughly. Gently pat the area dry with a clean towel. Avoid leaving any moisture in folds or around undergarments. Change underwear daily. Opt for breathable cotton. If incontinence products are used, change them regularly and ensure skin is cleaned between changes. Check for any signs of discomfort. Redness, rash, unusual odor, or discharge should be addressed promptly. Never ignore itching or burning sensations. They are signs the area needs attention. This is not about shame. This is about preserving dignity and avoiding avoidable infections that can lead to hospitalization or chronic discomfort. If mobility is an issue, consider using long-handled sponges or tools, seeking assistance from a trusted caregiver, ensuring private, safe space for thorough hygiene. If this reflection brought clarity or offered permission to finally speak openly about something real, comment, respect. Because honoring this part of the body isn't taboo. It's one of the most powerful ways we care for our whole self. There's a quiet truth that often gets ignored in conversations about aging. The way you care for your body, day in and day out, becomes the foundation of how well you live. Not just how long, but how fully, how freely, how comfortably. And nowhere is that more real than in the most basic acts of hygiene. We're often told that aging is about pills, appointments, and procedures. But long before any of that, your health is shaped in the shower, at the sink, in the way you reach for a towel, lift a fold of skin, or take 5 extra seconds to wash what no one sees. Let's recap what we've explored. Under the fingernails, where bacteria hides in silence, behind the ears and neck creases, where oil and irritation build quietly, under the breasts and skin folds, where moisture breeds infection between the toes, where fungus thrives unnoticed, the groin and intimate area, where privacy requires protection, not neglect. These areas aren't just about feeling fresh. They're about preventing the kinds of problems that steal your energy, your confidence, and your independence. And here's something else. No one teaches you how to adjust your hygiene as you age. No one tells you that what worked at 40 won't protect you at 75. That the body you've lived in for decades now requires new awareness. But now you know. And with that knowledge comes power. Power to prevent infections, to reduce inflammation, to stay ahead of illness, and to live in a body that feels clean, respected, and whole. If even one of these reminders sparked something in you, comment care. Let that word be your quiet promise to yourself, that your body still matters, that your routine still counts, that your days, however ordinary, are still worth protecting. And if you want more grounded, practical reflections like this, focused on longevity, self-respect, and the small acts that shape a strong life after 60, subscribe to this channel. This space is for people who don't want gimmicks or fear tactics. It's for those who know that real wellness begins with clarity, not complexity. So take a breath. Step into your day with intention. And remember, the way you wash your body is also the way you love it. And that love, done daily, done gently, is what helps you live longer and better.